I think it fascinating that someone stealing out of hunger would typically get empathy from others, yet someone cheating because of sexual starvation does not. You could say it is because food is a basic need for survival and sex isn't, but a lot of us sure damn need it for mental health and happiness. In 1943, Abraham Maslow, a psychologist, put forward a theory that described sex as a basic psychological human need alongside the need for air, water, food, and shelter. The paper was essentially claiming that the psychological need for sex is similar to the psychological need for food, that the desire to satisfy sexual arousal is on the same level as the desire to quench thirst. It suggests that a person feeling discomfort or weakness caused by the lack of sex, accompanied with a strong desire to have sex, is a similar feeling to the intensity or meaning of discomfort or weakness caused by hunger. Putting sex in the same tier as the need for air, water, and food is very controversial indeed, and some people omit sex from Maslow's hierarchy of need pyramid because of it. Simply put, a human doesn't die if they don't have sex, so the need for sex is considered not essential survival, though the human race wouldn't exist without it. But I think a lot of people are missing one point in particular. Maslow was not addressing basic physical needs and the psychology of survival, but basic psychological needs that essentially makes a person feel safe and healthy being alive. Knowing that one has access to water makes a person feel safe, secure, and happy. Maslow was saying that this is the same with sex. Fulfilling the emotional need for sex makes people feel happy and that everything is right with the world. Of course, Maslow developed this theory from observing monkeys that have a primal instinct to mate, but it is the philosophy of his theory that is of value, and such needs to be investigated more seriously by science. In a later episode, I will discuss the importance of sex for man's emotional health, intimacy, and identity, which I, a woman, identify with. So even though some people can survive perfectly fine without sex, some preferring to live without it altogether, and are mentally happy and healthy for it, it should not be taken for granted that there are others in which sexlessness might be detrimental to their mental health and happiness. The shaming of people for needing and wanting sex is just as abusive as the shaming of people not needing or wanting it. Yet, these days, I find it typical for women to shame men for wanting it so much. So you can imagine what someone like me, a woman who needs and wants sex for her own mental health and happiness as much as a man, is up against. This is certainly a taboo topic, and I can see how a lot of people, especially women, would not want an empathetic or ethical discussion on this, since sex has always been used as part of patriarchal power and revenge is sweet.